Hello everybody, it's Sawyer here, and we're here with another video basically continuing the little series I've been doing where I go through my graphic novels and trade collection. So, and bear with me if I show off something that I've shown off before in another video. I have, I'm going through my collection, but I've made a lot of videos, so it's hard to tell. It's hard sometimes to know if you've gone through something. Sometimes my books get put back in the wrong order or whatever, so just bear with me on that. But first off, we have this four graphic novel. This is the Mighty Avenger, complete collection. It's just I like the art. I really like the I don't know. It's just got a weird kind of almost really cartoony look to it. And but yeah, I got this for real cheap. It was at Books A Million on sale for like 50% off cover price or something like that. It was a pretty good deal. Then we have some Starman graphic novels or trades. This is from the 1990 Starman run. I really enjoyed this run actually. It's one of my. I've shown off some of this stuff before, but it's one of my favorite. Well, I've shown off some of the single issues before, but this is one of my favorite comic books. One of my brother's favorite comic books too, and that's kind of the reason why I like it. He introduced it to me at a young age, and I thought it was the coolest thing. Like it's just interesting. Because he's a hero that doesn't really want to be a hero. As you can see here in this cover, is pretty cool. It almost looks like he's a real. I think it's a real person. They just dressed somebody up in the costume and had him stand by like a CGI screen or something, or like a giant clock or something. It's weird. I don't. It might not be. It might not be real, but if you look at it close, you can. The guy himself, like Jack, looks so real in that picture. But yeah, Starman is basically a series about the original Golden Age character Starman, and he's old. He's like in his 70s, 80s, and he has two kids. They're both adults, and one of them is carrying on the legacy. He wants to be the new Starman. The other one is Jack, who doesn't want to be Starman. He wants nothing to do with his dad's legacy, but he's obsessed with old collectibles. So he has like a little pawn shop or whatever, or antique store that he owns. And one day, an old enemy of the original Starman's his grandson comes in trying to cause trouble, and basically in the first issue of the series, Jack's older brother gets killed while he's being Starman. He gets sniped or whatever, and it's a whole murder mystery thing. And eventually, Jack realizes it's part of the other family that's the family of one of his old villains, and it's just kind of family rivalry that's basically ends the story arc with Jack having to use his brother's old star rod or whatever, and he has to take out the mantle even though he doesn't want to. And it's very interesting because he's a very reluctant hero. He's very much got kind of a hipster vibe, and he just doesn't want to be a hero. But I've always enjoyed that series. Enough rambling about that. Let's ramble about this instead. So, Savage Dragon is a series I've never really read. I've never really sat down and read the actual comic book before too much. But I was always a fan of the cartoon from the 90s. I really enjoyed it, from what I remember of it anyway. I thought it was a cool idea, freaking Dragon Guy is like it's just a normal beat cop running around fighting crime as a street cop level. Okay, then we have this James Patterson book. It's real nice hardback cover, Witch and Wizard. I don't know if this is based off. No, it says it's an original story, so I guess it's not based off one of his books. Then we have this Fringe graphic novel. I was a big fan of the Fringe TV show when it was on air. I never actually finished it though. Oddly enough, I just it's one of those things where sometimes you like a show, but you get busy and you get sidelined and you forget to you stop watching it, and then eventually it's over and you just never catch up. That's what it was for me with Fringe. There was no real reason why I didn't keep watching it. I just fell off of it and then never got back on the wagon. I think I fell off around season 3 or so. It was whenever for people that actually watch the show, it was whenever Olivia was fighting it was like fighting against the alternate universe Olivia, and one of them had a baby or something like that. I don't remember. It was a weird, crazy storyline. But I like this Fringe book because it goes more into detail of like some of the past stuff, like the pre-sequel kind of stuff. Like it mostly focuses around William, Bell, and Walter Bishop. And, I had to think about the names for a second. It basically goes over their stories back when they were in college and they were first developing all this Fringe technology and some of their wacky, crazy Avengers. They even travel to like Nazi Germany during the World War II. It's crazy, crazy stuff. But yeah, then we have Afterlife with Archie. I love this cover. It's such a cool kind of retro EC Comics homage kind of cover. You know, it looks very much like the old EC like Monster Comics or whatever. I just like this story. It's such a cool story. This is basically, for you guys that don't know, this is basically what if the Archie characters were stuck in the Walking Dead scenario. That's basically what this is. It's a very cool story. Lots of depth, lots of interesting development with the characters. It's fun. It's fun because it even kind of makes fun of like classic, you know, zombie apocalypse stuff. Like, I love how the butler for Veronica's dad's butler, all of a sudden he's like a badass. You know, you find out he was ex-military and he's like the survivalist in the group. It's so hilarious. Like, there's even the one girl that's on the archery team. So all of a sudden she's like Katniss shooting zombies and hunting. It just kind of makes fun of like little cliche things you see in zombie stories a lot. But it's not really a comedy. It's very much a serious story. I mean, shit. There's even a scene here. I think I just passed it, where Archie's having to fight his dad that's become a zombie or whatever. And as he's beating his dad's brains in with a baseball bat, he's remembering all his greatest memories of him and his dad. And it's just really kind of really crazy and kind of emotional. But yeah, I really like that story. That series actually spawned 2 other stories. It spawned Event Veronica, which I went over the other day, and also spawned off the Jughead the Curse, which is when Jughead turns into a werewolf. So, in the Sabrina stuff. So it's basically created its own. Ever since that story came out, they've created their own like horror imprint for Archie. It's pretty cool. So then we have the Star Trek book. Just kind of a generic movie adaptation. Stardust book. Star Trek book. Stardust is an app I've been using a lot. So it's a movie and TV reviewing site, so I've kind of got that stuck in my head. But yeah, and then we have FIFA Thieves. This is Volume 1, I Quit. This is a comic book that's made by that's created by Robert Kirkman. It's basically a crime thriller about an aging master thief, you know, that is basically the best there is at what he does, and he's trying to quit, but he gets pulled into some more crazy stuff because his son, who's trying to be an inspiring thief, but is actually really bad at it, and then nowhere as good as his dad, and he doesn't like his dad because he's always stuck in his dad's shadow and he can't seem to get out of it. It's an interesting story. Some of it does feel kind of cliche, but I don't know. I thought the writing was good in it, and it had some good development in characters. So yeah. And Robert Kirkman, he's at a point where he doesn't really do any wrong. I mean, he might have like, even his worst stuff is still usually better than the average, you know, indie comic. So here we have Lone Wolf and Cub. This is kind of beat up a little bit, but this is just like a little, I don't even know if this is considered a graphic novel, but it's a lot thicker than normal comics, so that's why I put it in this video. Kind of cool black and white cover. As the actual story is black and white. This is cover by Frank Miller. I wonder if he must not did it. I don't think he did the actual artwork of the story, but you know, just kind of a classic Japanese samurai story, or Ronin. I think it's a Ronin story actually, because he betrays, or I think he goes on his own. Then we have Captain Midnite on the Run. This is from Dynamic Comics. No, Dark Horse. This is from Dark Horse Comics. My bad. And so Captain Midnite's basically a really old school character. He is a Golden Age comic book character that actually started off as a radio show character, which is interesting because usually radio shows, usually it's the other way around. Usually you're a comic book character, then you get a radio show, then you get a serial. Well, this guy was a radio show, then he got a comic book, then he got a serial, then he got a TV show in the 50s, and then he just kind of died out until Dynamic started bringing him back in comic book form. But yeah, it's just basically an old school aviation character. Sometimes he's actually an airplane pilot. Other times, like in this story, he has like gliding wings that he can fly with. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little character. I like the costume design. It's very very 1940s aviation style, which is what he is, you know. But yeah, that's why it's cool. I thought it was a really cool cover. Last thing we have is Pipe Dreams. So this cover got a little stained up one because I left it out on my table one day, and some food or some grease or something from some kind of food got on it. But this is basically a self-published book that one of my friends, acquaintances in my town, he's a local artist and he does his own comic books. I've given him shout outs and stuff before on here. His name is Johnny Segura III. You can probably find him online. He does lots of commissions. He's really good. He's got a really good manga inspired, art style, the way he draws things. This is a book he did, like as like a passion project about, basically Mario, as you can see here. And it's pretty cool. It gets I'll show you a couple panels. He's not the most. He's not really like a story person, but he does. This is very much got some cool art to it, and as you can see, it's very much like a adult, more ultra violent like type of story, with Mario and Luigi fighting together, and it's pretty cool. He does some interesting redesigns for some of the characters, like the classic little turtle guys. As you see here, they're big giant dudes, and I love how he has Luigi holding the fire flower in his mouth like it's a cigarette the whole time, and that's what gives him his fire powers. It's pretty cool. I like the way I really do like the way he does some of his character designs and like reimaginings. You got a giant Grupa. Is that how you say it? Grupa. I'm not the biggest Mario fan, so I don't really know all the terminology for the creatures and stuff. But this story gets really dark. It's mostly art. There is a few word bubbles in here, but the story is mostly told through the imagery. You can see Bowser right there. I don't know. Yeah, you can see Bowser. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's they definitely go for a very he definitely goes for a very like Mario Dragon Ball Z type of story, because at the end Mario goes like all Super Saiyan. He gets all big and badass. It's kind of funny. But yeah, that's my video for today. I basically just wanted to go over some of these graphic novels and stuff that I have. And thank you guys for watching. As always, stay watching, man. Stay cool. Stay my subscribers.